Good morning. We're returning back to the Okanagan. We're still in Washington, Highway 17. About to turn onto Highway 97.
Turn right.
Beautiful morning in the Okanagan. Way station closed. It's open from time to time, but not very often.
Turn right at the stop sign.
Fireworks, best deals. Fortunately, they're probably illegal in Canada.
Continue on US 97.
Northbound to Canada. We're going to be driving right by home. Headed to Vernon. We slept at Dry Falls. Yeah, we slept right there. It's always nice to sleep in areas where you know there are facilities, restrooms. And Mr. Popo in a ghost car. Man, the police were busy yesterday. I saw so many police. They were all over the place. So that's why you just follow the law. It's easy then, no stress. Oh, right. It's not charging. Can you charge the batteries? Okay. Thanks. My spot batteries are dead. We need to charge some new batteries. So next time we stop, we'll have to charge the new ones. Thanks. Got a load of Chingles on. Did not load at Malarkey. We loaded at Certainteed, which is still in Portland. Once again, only 16 pallets of jingles. Eight on the front trailer, 8 on the rear trailer. It was definitely spring over there. There was actually places that, where was this? I think it was down close to Highway 14. No. Where were the farmers growing ground? Oh, just south of Yakima. Farmers were already working their fields. It looked like they were seeding potatoes and stuff like that. Definitely spring. Still no snow over here, and we're a little over an hour from the Canadian border. We know once we're in Canada there will be snow there. Not sure where exactly the snow starts. Well, you can see on the mountains the snow line's getting lower and lower. I guess in the Okanagan Valley all the way to Vernon there might not be a lot of snow in the bottom of the valley. It's been pretty warm there too, so thinking on the weekend I'm going to bring some of the snow gear out of here. Not necessarily snow gear, but like my big thick sleeping bag, -40 sleeping bag, that kind of stuff we'll bring out of here. Make a little more room in here. The plans are to stop in West Kelowna and grab a spare key to the truck. That way I have a key that actually works again. And then I'll try starting to work on getting the key out of the ignition. I think just a little dab of crazy glue on the end and put it in, hold it there, and then try pulling it out might be the trick. If that's not the trick, I really don't know. I'll have to Google some. So I'll probably deliver Vernon around 11:30, 12. I think if there's a load for us in Vernon, most likely we'll head up to Lavington and load there down to Spokane. I think that's the most likely if they have a load ready for us there. Seems like a US week so far. It's a us week, US week. You're funny. At least she thinks she's funny. She knows she's funny. Wearing her chameleon shirt today. Essentials. It's a Kelowna-based company. Hey, turkey, 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 turkey. Lots of turkeys. Yes, they're wild here. Wild turkeys. I don't know if I've ever seen them here in the Okanagan before. They're usually for the Kootenays. You see a lot more wild turkeys. my brain of thought. Thanks, turkeys. What was I talking about before turkeys? Always cool when the sun hits, when you see different environments at different times of day. It's like, it's always neat to see a new angle, new shadows. It's starting to get a little green here in the Okanagan Valley, but it's still very golden from last year. With how little snow they have down here, I'm thinking there's going to be quite a risk for forest fires in this area. Now, depending how wet the spring is, I thought that last year we were going to have lots of forest fires, but the spring got really, really wet. We had a lot of rain, and that really reduced our forest fires. So it was a good year last year for forest fires. In fact, we've had a couple of good years now. Yeah, it depends on where you live. In the Okanagan, we've had a couple of good years. We'll be turning into the sun a little bit here, so I think I'll catch up with you guys a little further down on the road. But it is a beautiful, relaxing morning. All right. Set my dispatch. Thank you. A nice quick load over here. Oh, you know what? Hang on, guys. I have to run outside and do something. You see that tarping station? Somebody didn't lift that gate there. And I don't need the tarping station, but somebody will need the tarping station, so someone's going to lose the roof of their truck. I know I didn't have to do that, but I would appreciate if somebody else did that for me. You pull in like you normally do, and all of a sudden, crack! There goes your cab of your, or the cab of your sleeper, the top of the sleeper. It does blend in. All right. Enter for Adams Lake. Get out of their yard here. Heavy load. Our drives are borderline legal, right on the edge. I think we'll be okay, but we're right on edge. Bridge is pretty close. And the bridge, or the pup has got some space still, so but we should be good. Dust storm, that's the time of year. At least I didn't have to tarp this load, that was nice. Super handy mirror. I mean, we both have to stop, but still handy mirror. And they still float their logs in over here. Well, some of their logs, a lot of their logs come in by truck, but a lot of the logs come in by via lake. You see these little tugboats out there every now and then, and they're tiny little tugboats. Imagine a small forklift. That's a kind of little tugboat that they run out there. Random fact of the day, just likes those tugboats. Any tugboat, okay.
I grew up in a tugboat brook. Yeah. I still have it. Tugboat. I love tugboats.
I had a ferries crossing, yep. Last time we were here was what, 2 weeks ago? And it was all snow covered. Not so much now. Oh, really? And taking the Soyuz broke records of how warm they were, so it's beautiful having the warm weather, but it's always concerning when you always break records. I had to get the forklift driver to nudge the whole load on the front trailer towards the back so that my drives were legal, and I make him move it once, and I told him move it back 2 feet. He moves it back about 1.5 feet. I'm like, well, apparently I was wrong with 2 feet because 1.5 feet did about half of it. So do what you just did again. So 3 feet then, total of 3 feet. Do what you just did again. And that time it was, I'm like, yep, I think I'm legal. It was a little bit funny. I think I was facing downhill slightly, so it's kind of hard to tell. And I don't quite understand the physics of it. Why my drives, I always have to look at the elevation. Are we facing up or down? And the PSI on the drives drastically is different. Just a slight downhill or flat. If I'm loaded flat, I can go to 68 PSI. Downhill like a Klesnikov, 72, and I'm still legal. But yet the bridge and the pup, exactly the same number every time, pretty much within 1 PSI. I know what my max weight is. Why the truck alters so much, I don't know. I need someone that understands physics to explain that one to me. And of course, it's also very important to release the trailer brakes, or else as you add weight, it binds up the suspension and the gauges are very unreliable. Trailer brakes must be released when loading to get accurate PSI readings. Darn it. I know what I forgot. Darn it. Well, I don't feel right Sutka replacing it, so I'll have to buy a new one. You know where my strap roller is? I think it's still at the yard. It fell out of the toolbox. I think I forgot to pick it up and put it back in. Fairly confident that I forgot. Having said that, I know I ran over it too, hoping I don't have a tire that's cut. Pretty sure I did that. I think once we get to our load secure, I'll check to make sure all our tires are good. I don't see the light on behind the cab, so they must be good, but I'm going to double check anyway to make sure there's no cut or anything like that. What's that? The good one, yep. I got 2 of them, and I'm sure I ran over the good one. She says if you're going to run one over, make sure you run over the bad one. Yep. Fairly confident I did that. Maybe I subconsciously picked it up, but I don't think I did.
Now you need to buy 2 of them, and I'm going to write my name on them.
I have to buy 2 of them. Jess wants her name on one of them.
I don't like the back one.
Oh well, I guess I make mistakes sometimes. I don't like making mistakes, but they happen. You're cold? I guess I'm hot and sweaty due to strapping and working.
Germany, but I don't have my whatever it is.
Well, if you want to do orientation there next time, you can, and then you can jump out. I don't know how they would feel about 2 people out anyway at this location. Yeah, they get pretty busy. It's kind of fun driving roads like this when they're not so icy and snow covered. Some balloons at the driveway. Is there a birthday party going on?
Let's go back for the cake.
We must go back and get some cake.
Yeah, ice cream too.
Cake and ice cream for a birthday, huh?
Do you like to celebrate birthdays? You would know that.
I don't do birthdays, so.
But you do like cake and ice cream.
I do like cake. I do like ice cream. So yeah. Yeah, I'm a fan of that. Okay. Silly computer. Every now and then you have a load. Today's load might be one of those where I guess it shifts the truck a little bit sideways at a certain speed, and the computer says, hey, you're gonna roll over, I'm gonna hit the brakes on you. So as soon as you do that once, it's like, okay, yep, this is that type of load. It's gonna make the computer have a heart attack.
In 900 meters, turn right on Squillax Anglemont Road.
Like I was doing the suggested speed, but I know the suggested speed is a fine speed to come around there, but the computer doesn't know that. I know it drives some drivers absolute nuts. I was talking to the one guy, his company had bought him a brand new International. He wanted to know how I got rid of
Squillax Anglemont Road.
the computer going off every time it goes around a corner. It's like, oh, you have to learn to change your driving style so that it doesn't go off around every corner. Is obviously a little more aggressive of a driver, and he just goes every corner,
Turn right on
hits the
Highway
brakes
1.
on me and says it's a critical event, and they're still cold. I turned it up. I'll give you one more notch. Don't worry about me sweating here. What's the solution?
I would like that.
What?
No.
Open my window?
No.
I think it's been a good week so far. It's been fun. So this load is headed down to Fruitvale. We will not have enough hours to make it there today. Probably an hour and a half, 2 hours short. Where does that put us? On top of Paulson?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm heavy, so we might lose some more time. So we might be Christina Lake, yeah, because we have to do Highway 33. There's quite the climb there. Some smaller climbs over here. So yeah, might be Christina Lake. Yeah, we'll just keep boogieing as much as we can. We still have some off-duty time, so we can take a nice little supper break. What's that? Does that include a root beer? Well, I don't know. It depends on the timing of it. We rarely stop at a restaurant for food during the week, but every now and then we do. Usually it's all about space. I'm trying to think. I don't think there's anywhere the route we're going where we could stop at a restaurant. Oh, Grand Forks, we could stop at the hotel there, the pub.
Turn right on Highway 1. Continue on the road.
I see an empty truck, I think, approaching us from back. He'll catch up with us, so I think there's a passing lane coming up here, so should be fine getting past us. Now he might not be empty, but he's just a single trailer. Somebody out there boating. I don't know if they're out fishing but somebody's out on their boat. That seems awfully early in the year to be out on the boat. I saw somebody in the canoe earlier in Vasu Lake, so everybody's feeling the warm weather. It's always interesting seeing black lines coming out of the corner. It's like, how fast were you going into the corner? Slow in, fast out. Yeah, it's even more interesting that why the computer would think I'd be going too fast around the corner. I'm only 2 layers high except for one bundle on top of the bridge in the center on the front trailer. I'm only too high, so my center of gravity is actually pretty low on this one. Hi. Sorry guys, I'm out of things to say. I'm just enjoying the ride. Approaching Sorrento. Moose have been known to frequent this area too. Just as we leave Sorrento, there's a pull out there, so I'll do a load secure there, make sure our load is nice and solid, not shifted anywhere. I'll check my tires to make sure none of them have any bulges or cuts or anything. And then we'll continue on our way to the Kootenays. What are we going to load in Kootenays? I would say we're either loading a wide load of veneer out of Fruitvale or loading a load of lumber out of Kolesnikov. You're gonna go with veneer? Okay, I'll get Kolesnikov, Jess gets veneer.
We've been wrong the last few days.
Yeah, we've been wrong about this one. We were thinking we were gonna go to Lavington and run down to Spokane, but that did not happen. Did not happen. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Hit that thumbs up if you enjoyed. Comments, lots of comments. I like the comments. I just enjoy reading that. That's my highlight of every day. Other than Jess, of course. She's my #1 highlight. Gotta earn those brownie points. And Maybe I just earned some. Nice. Yeah. Hope you guys have a good day. I know I am. Jess says she is. So we're all having a good day together. Thanks again, guys. Really appreciate your support.